green.
I am.
Knowing the magnitude of this stage performance of The Wizard of Oz, what did it mean to you to be a part of this world with this cast in this moment in time?
It meant
So
the
many,
world. Yeah.
so many emotions.
I mean, it's been such a huge part of our life, of my life. I'll speak for myself. It's been such a huge part of my life since I was a kid. Obviously, The Wizard of Oz. When I was 4 years old, I played Toto. When I was in fifth or sixth grade, I went to see the original cast of Wicked on Broadway. It's one of my first Broadway shows. You know, when my niece was 9 years old, I brought her to see her first Broadway show. It was Wicked. So to be a part of this world, it feels really fulfilling and like closing a circle or opening a new one. I don't know. But it's just a really beautiful thing.
I did 2 separate productions of The Wizard of Oz when I was in middle school. There's so many people, I think, in general, that just have a connection to either The Wizard of Oz or Wicked, or a lot of the time, both, because it's just such a special and fun and movie filled with color and whimsy. There's so much humanity in both that I think people can also relate to.
I loved the stage show, obviously.
Yeah.
So many did. And when you are watching in a Broadway theater, unless you are in the first or second row, you don't get to see that emotion up close. And there were so many moments that, I mean, I laughed, I cried, and it was because I could see the emotion on their face. So did that come into play in your mind when you were plotting out how everything was going to look and how it was going to be shot?
Definitely. I mean, I know that when you translate a stage musical to a movie musical, you have tools that the stage doesn't have. I mean, should be 2 inches from your face. Yeah. I also think we had an album to listen to for 20 years that I have imagined in my head, because an album actually is intimate. The real change happened when I started to go through word by word with Stephen Schwartz. When I first got the job, we spent like 6 months on Zoom just going word by word and why he wrote certain lyrics. And it blossomed to me. I was like, oh, that lyric is so simple. I never think about that. And it meant so much. And then when you have Cynthia doing it and Ari doing it, and they understand it intrinsically of what he's saying or what Winnie is saying in the script, you understand that, oh, the audience is going to get a new view of this, even though they've heard those words. And that's really exciting.
So if you can't find me to the western sky.
In one word, describe what it was like seeing Cynthia and Ari perform as Elphaba and Glinda up close.
Like a privilege.
Game-changing.
Ooh.
When I saw Cynthia for the first time, I mean, she literally took the role. I always see her as iconic and timeless and big dresses, and she came in with a t-shirt and jeans, and she just sang the hell out of Wizard and I. And I knew immediately at that moment. And Ari came in several times because I couldn't believe what I was watching. I was like, no, she got lucky that day. Let's see it again. I can't believe that this is the Ariana Grande we know. And it was so consistent. She was living in Glinda. And I think that's what's going to be so exciting for the audience. Is they think they know her. They think they know Cynthia, but they're going to see a whole new side of them. And it feels like a discovery.
What was the song that was stuck in your head the most while you were filming? And what is your current relationship with it? Do you love it or hate it?
For me, I would probably say Dancing Through Life, just because we were really in the library and just different angles, different dance angles for that. Also, it's so catchy and Johnny does such a good job.
So good.
I'd still listen to it. It's a bop.
I agree.
Yeah, none of them have gotten old for me. I think that's the other crazy thing about Wicked is like it's been around for 20 years. We listened to the songs over and over and over again while filming it, and I would listen to it right now.
I'm surprised that I am not actually sick of any of the songs, because usually at this point I'm like, I cannot hear any of the songs.
Right.
But it goes in phases. Wizard and I was there for a long time. Defying Gravity, of course. Popular is probably the one that's stuck right now because my little girls are like obsessed with that and all the gadgets that we have in there. And so, but I love What Is This Feeling? And I love What Is This Feeling because it's not just catchy, the dance is really fun and what we have, but I love that it's a new way of thinking of it. That everyone always says, why don't they call it Loathing? Isn't it called Loathing? And you're like, actually, what is this feeling? You think it would be loathing, but you always resist the person that's going to change the rest of your life.
Oh, I love that.
That's not necessarily loathing, that's just dread that you're going to have to change. And I love that that's the take on this.
That gave me chills. Well, that's a good place to end it. Congratulations. I love this so much.